saving Miller. So I knew this day was coming, and I've been putting it off because I haven't had enough time, but I gotta help the turkeys out. So at night, turkeys really, even when they're very young, really like to roost high, like up in a tree. And as you can see, we have no trees, so the turkeys have a problem. Now, last night, they started roosting on the fence over there. And from experience, if you've been watching, you know that's a bad idea for the turkeys. Thankfully, that's not an outside fence, but we can't have them roosting on the fence, especially the outside ones, because the coyotes can really easily get to them. They may not be deterred by Luna if the turkeys are on the outside of the fence. Got to keep them away from there. So I got to come up with a way for them to roost, because they regularly fly out of the coop during the day. You know, right now they've already been out for the morning, and so most of them are back in there. There you can see one of them kind of stretching a little bit. They're really growing. They're pretty good sized birds now, and so we're going to build a roost for them on the back of the coop, so that hopefully at night they're still within that fence, and that'll give them an added layer of protection. But they'll be roosting there so that we can kind of protect them from the coyotes potentially. They are big enough now that I don't think owls are a problem, because they're quite a bit bigger than the owls. Hopefully they'll be okay, but I want to keep as many of them together as possible so they don't pick off an individual one or something like that. So this is one of the challenges with turkeys. They just have, we can't keep them inside. The chickens are happy to go inside, although everybody roosts on the roof now because there's not enough room inside. So when they were young, it was okay. We shut them in at night and it worked fine, but now they can barely get through the door. So they can. There's some turkeys inside right now. They'll go in there during the day. So I'm going to do a quick kind of a temporary roost for them that I can move along with the coop. So let's get to work. Same thing on the other side. It's horrifically humid here. This is our monsoon season. Thankfully, it only lasts a couple weeks most of the time. I'm gonna bet that my favorite tool is not the chicken's favorite tool. Watch this. Cleared the chicken coop. Okay. So these clamps are designed for 1-inch rigid conduit. They actually fit perfectly on this stuff. Okay, same thing on the other side. Okay, so that's what I'm going to start with. I'm going to leave it a little bit low so they can kind of get used to the idea. And with the clamps on the other side, I can easily adjust this thing. You can see the clamps there, just like the clamps on the bottom. So this thing can be removed very quickly. I put the piece across the top, mostly to stabilize it a little bit so the top's not moving. But I wanted to let it really high like this so that I could kind of tell if they start roosting on the very top, then I can move that board up quite a bit. I'm not sure if all 16 can get on there, but I bet most of them can. So this is going to be interesting. We'll take a look tonight once they start roosting, see if these little guys can fly up there. So if we do the math, they were hatched on April 24th, and so they are not quite 3 months old yet. But they've grown very nicely. They've done well with the heat. It's it's a sweltering day out here. This is like Texas weather. High humidity and hot. Not my favorite time of the year, but hey, we got some rain. Okay, let's check back in once the sun goes down and see what the birds think of it. Well, it looks like my roost was successful. The turkeys found it. Late this afternoon they started flying up there a little bit, and it looks like they're pretty pleased with it. This is what they needed. Now what I'm not sure about is how much capacity I have, because these guys actually like to huddle together, so it's a little hard to tell. So we've got 6 up there out of 16, so 10 more turkeys would fill that up. So I don't think all of them are going to get up there, but I think this is a start, and I may have to add one on the front. So I'm pretty pleased with how this turned out overall. There's still a few turkeys finishing up their evening feed. Let's watch this guy. It's a big bourbon red. He wants to get up there. It amazes me how they can fly like almost straight vertical. So that thing's at about 6 feet right now, and I just wanted to leave it a little bit low to see how they would respond to it. Let's watch this guy. And there he goes. So that board is a 2x6, and the just kind of as information, you know, it is going to sway just a little bit in the wind and with the weight and everything. Kind of more like a normal tree, but it is pretty robust. But the 2x6 gives them, there comes a hen, a young bourbon red hen. The 2x6 gives them a good purchase, so they can sit there pretty securely. And I think this puts them well in a good position for the coyotes. Not perfect, because a coyote could still, you know, maybe get over the fence, get on the coop, and jump up and grab one. But we have enough deterrence in place that I feel good about this. And this is the reason that I didn't put it, you know, somewhere else in the pasture, which I think would have worked. I really want that fence around it. So we've got quite a few up there. Pretty pleased with how this turned out. Very, very quick and easy fix. I had all these materials lying around the property, so that have influenced the design a little bit, but I can remove that thing in about 5 minutes. And you just see all these others, they're saying, oh, that's where we're going to roost. Like, they get the message very quickly. They're communicating with each other up there, getting lined up. It's really cool. Turkeys are amazing. Alright, so that's the project for this weekend. Good luck to the rest of you homesteaders out there. I hope things go well. And this is Saving Miller, out.